Hi foodies and welcome back to another channel. Now my hubby went to our local centre and he picked something up on yellow sticker, and this is Oliver Carty and Family since 1950 bacon roasting joint with sweet honey and whole grain mustard, and the original price was €6 and yellow sticker for €3. So this is Irish bacon, Irish pork 96%, so that's good. And then it's got sweet and honey whole grain mustard 13%, honey 67%, whole grain mustard 33%, brown mustard seeds, white wine vinegar, water, spirit vinegar, salt, mustard, flour, brown sugar, spices and tarragon. And there's your nutritional information there. So pause the video and have a look. Now this doesn't have a traffic light system, and this cooks in 55 minutes and is supposed to serve 3 to 4 people. Now what I'm going to do, there it is. I'm going to cook this and I'm going to do a couple of different things with that. So I'm going to cut it this way in half because I'm going to use some as pork belly for another recipe that's coming up during the week, and then we'll do some with the honey glazed mixture. So when I have these prepped, I will show you and we'll continue with the video. So as you can see, I've already put my honey glaze all over it. I did all of it. So that will be cooked and I will do a recipe with that. And I did take off a piece because I'm going to need that for another recipe for during this week. So when this is cooked, I'll bring you back and I'll show you what else we'll do with it. Hi foodies and welcome back again to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a simple recipe. Should be nutritious, should be filling, shouldn't cost that much. I'm going to be using again my rice because I'm going to be seeing how many meals I can do with this rice. So each dish will be different with a little bit of similarity, with just some ideas what you can do. So I'm going to be cooking some jasmine rice, and it's fragrant. Actually, it's very nice rice. And once that's cooked, I'm going to be adding this garlic, rosemary mixed nuts and seeds. And I have some bacon cooking, which was part of the bacon joint. The bacon joint video will be out tomorrow. I'm doing this whatever. So yeah, I'm going to get on and cook my rice, and then I'll bring you back and show you what we'll do next. Now I saw someone asking in the comment section on a short that chilling and grilling with Henry 428 did on my video. They asked, how do I cook my rice? Well, as you can see, I have a pan here, and this is get it right, an induction hob. So the water boils fairly quickly. I have got it on kettle, which is a boil setting. Normally you could weigh your rice out. I just generally pour my rice into the pan of how much rice I think I'll need. Now the meals I do them for will cover for 2 to 3 people. If you put vegetables or other things in with it, you can stretch it out to make more. The key being, you've got your protein, you've got your carbs, you have your meat. If you want to put vegetables in it, you can put your vegetables in it. You can make it really healthy, you can make it stretch further. So when this boils, I will put my rice in. I generally cook my rice for about 5 to 6 minutes, and then I take it off the heat, put a lid on it, let the residual heat finish cooking the rice for about 3-4 minutes, empty the water, and that's how I do my rice. So as you can see, the water is starting to come to a boil. Now that heat will go down as soon as you put your rice in, but it only takes a couple of more minutes to boil again. I'm not sure about on a normal oven, cooker, stovetop, because I don't have one. So as that's coming to a boil, give it a couple of more seconds there just to really come to a boil. And now I will start to pour my rice in. So that's about enough. Just give it a stir. Now you can wash your rice off. I don't always wash my rice off because I like to keep the starch in there, because then your vegetables or meat or your seeds will stick to the rice a lot easier. But that's the only way I do mine. Everyone's different. Some people wash their rice off. It's just the way I do it. Now I'm going to let that cook for about 3 to 4 minutes, take it off, and then we'll do the rest. So I'll bring you back for that. Now as you can see, that was the bacon joint. I did cut some off for another recipe like I did say. Now you can see all the juices there. We're not going to let that go to waste. So I'm going to cut a slice of this bacon up, and we're going to use some of this juice to do our recipe. So now we're going to do the rest of the dish. So we put this on, and the first thing we're going to do is use the fat from the bacon that has the honey mustard glaze, because that's going to give us more flavour. And into that I'm using 1 red onion. You can use shallots, you can use the brown onions, you don't have to use onions, it's your choice. And we're going to cook them in this delicious, flavoursome fat, so you're not wasting what was left over of the bacon. Because all in all, that's probably what would happen when you take the roast out. If you don't use the juices of the fat, you end up getting rid of it. And I think that's a shame if you do. So we'll just turn down this a little bit. Now we're just going to fry these onions off. Make sure they're nice and soft. Now as I said, I'm not using vegetables today because I want to use the garlic and rosemary mixed nuts and seeds. But this will give it an extra flavour. And of course I will be putting a pinch of MSG in. And again, some white pepper. Now you can use black pepper if you want to, but I'm just using the white pepper, and just so you can see that is white pepper. So these are becoming nice and soft. So again, I cut myself some pieces of the bacon. As you can see there, we're just going to add some that I cut into bite-sized pieces, and that you can use for another meal. And I also have a slice that I'm using for a recipe that's coming up during this week. Basically all we're doing is just heating that meat up with the onions, and the honey glaze and mustard will flavour your dish really nicely. Now you can put these in, or you can leave them out and top it up afterwards, but I'm going to put it in. So we're going to toast these. I didn't put all of it in. So we're just going to toast those with the rest of the flavour. And now we're going to add our MSG just to make those flavours pop a little bit. As I said, just a little pinch. Now I did get the bag of MSG a while back now. €2 something. Now I did put it in this packet myself. I bought these packets. And it's lasting quite a long time because you're only using a small amount. So now we're going to cook all that nicely together. And turn off the heat a little bit. So we just want to toast them nuts. And bring out the flavours of the garlic and rosemary. And we're just going to add our rice in like we did last time. Just break it up a little bit. And then just mix it in. Make sure all the flavours combine. And all you're doing is just warming up that rice, mixing all the flavours in together. So now I'm going to take this off the heat. I'll plate up and we'll give it a taste test. Now just to show you, I still have plenty left. So you can feed 2 or 3 people out of this. Of course you could always have some, you could put it in a pita, you can have it in a wrap, you can have it with some naan, that's up to you. So here we go, we're going to give this a taste test. There is a little bit of everything, apart from the meat, which we'll try in a minute. It's fragrant. There's a little bit of crunch with the nuts. Texture is brilliant for the rice. We try a piece of this meat with the rice. There's a close up of that. The meat gives it a little sweetness, a little salt. Not too salty. Rice is perfectly cooked. You've got the crunch from the nuts. It's not greasy. It's quite flavoursome. Now, obviously I did mine from bacon fat. You could do this using olive oil, mirin, and to get that little extra kick, you could put a few extra herbs in that. You could spice it up using chili flakes, paprika. That's up to you. That's just my basic, simple, easy recipe that will fill you up, that tastes nice, and that will keep you going. So that's all for this video. As I said, thank you to Chilling, Grilling, I think I've got that the right way, with Henry. I'll leave his link in my description. So thank you, Henry. Until the next one, which will be tomorrow. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. I do answer comments. Until the next one, keep eating, keep healthy. Goodbye.